Hello, everybody, and welcome to another great episode of the Gridiron Glory podcast. Tad and Will here to cover all 32 teams in the NFL. Today, we're going to bring you a match that took place in Week 7 between the Denver Broncos and the New Orleans Saints. Broncos won this game on account of 33-10. And really, it was just a game where Denver just went out there and wanted to make a statement right off the bat. They did. You got guys like Javonte Williams, 14 of 88, and certainly went out there and had a great showing. And Tad, I'd personally like to ask you, where would you rank Javonte Williams first in the NFC and then or the AFC, in the AFC, and then the NFL overall?
Yeah, Javonte Williams, he's fairly reliable, though not always consistent. Had the big game last Thursday night against the Saints with the 2 touchdowns. I want to say he's in
He's the middle of the pack
the
running back.
better portion of the middle of the pack. He's in the middle of the pack. He's not quite above average. He needs to show better consistency to be above average, but not a bad running back by any means. I mean, he can
like he's upper middle pack.
Yeah, he's a fine running back.
And then Bo Nix, 16 of 26, 164, 0 touchdowns, 0 picks. Had 75 rushing yards. And what's your take on Bo Nix in this game? And where would you rank Bo Nix amongst starting rookie quarterbacks, or just rookie quarterbacks overall?
The thing with Bo Nix is he didn't have to do a lot because the defense took care of basically everything in this game. I mean,
they did.
And Javonte, but Bo Nix, he was effective at doing what they asked him to do. At this point in his career, he's not really a guy that can go out and win the game on his own. But if you give him good pieces around him and you play well around him, he can be effective in running a game plan. But he's not like out there making plays like Jaden Daniels or Caleb Williams, but he's a player that's just putting Denver in a position to succeed. And as long as things don't fall apart around him, he can manage a game well and do what needs to be done. I mean, I'm sure Denver, they're hoping to unlock more potential in him as his career goes on, but that's the stage of his career he's at right now.
Yeah, he's a middle of the pack rookie quarterback.
Yeah. I would agree.
You kind of feel like, yeah, he's not like rookie of the year material, but like you feel like, I mean, let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, that Peyton Manning went 3-13 his rookie season. John Elway didn't have the hottest rookie season, So with some quarterbacks out there, it just takes a few years to develop. And I mean, like you said, Bo Nix does have that potential.
Yes, that he does. And Denver's doing what they can to continue to unlock the potential throughout the season.
So 4-3 is a really good start. And I mean, yeah, you have a really good defense. And I mean, this defense is certainly like bringing you back vibes of like 2015, huh? It just looked like a defense that, the same kind of defense that was when you football games back then. I mean, you got guys like Jaquan McMillan, 6 total tackles, 6 solo, a sack, 2 tackles for loss, and a quarterback hit. And me personally, I would rank Jaquan McMillan amongst corners in the AFC. Definitely a top 10 corner in the AFC. Probably like a top 32 in the NFL.
I mean, you look at Denver, and they just have a really deep cornerback room. I mean, you have to remember, they did all this without their best cornerback on the field Thursday night with PS2 being out for the game. But you got McMillan, who's you've mentioned is a quality cornerback. Riley Moss is coming into his own in his first year starting. I mean, this is a very good defense, so they do things very well. They have a lot of good pieces.
The defensive line brings pressure game in and game out.
Yeah, the defensive line, they keep getting better.
I mean, if the Broncos are to be successful this year, it's going to be relied heavily on their defense to do so.
and it also can't be lost that they have a very strong special teams as well. Marvin Mims is a very quality returner, and of course, Will Lutz allegedly doesn't miss, so he was 4 for 4. A good game for him. When you have an offense like Denver's that sometimes doesn't move the ball all that well at times, having a kicker like Will Lutz that can make a clutch field goal when needed, that's a big addition too.
Absolutely. So a very beautiful performance all around for the Denver Broncos. Bo Nick's still developing, of course. So, but in all seriousness, Tad, we flip to the other side of the game. The other team, the New Orleans Saints, they are now one loss away from being tied potentially with the Panthers.
Oh boy,
the Panthers are only one game back of them in the NFC South standings as it stands right now. 2-5. Yeah. You're banged up. Your starting quarterback is out. You got Spencer Rattler going at it. And then on top of that, you got some of your other top big key playmakers out as well. Just where do you go from here if you're the Saints?
Yeah, the Saints have a lot of problems. This is a franchise that's just not in a very good place. They're not in a good place to rebuild. They have a lot of cap space problems as well, but this is turning into a year that's they were hoping to contend, and potentially if they get Derek Carr back and if they get some of their receivers back, maybe they could make a run. But it's looking more and more likely like this is just going to be a lost year for the New Orleans Saints, which is not what their franchise needs right now. I mean, it's something to get your quarterbacks experience. I mean, Spencer Rattler, he didn't have a good chance to be successful. His best receivers weren't available. He was sacked 6 times, so the offensive line, they need to do a lot better there. I mean, part of that is a rookie quarterback going out and just not knowing when to get rid of the ball. So I wouldn't say it's all on the offensive line, but he definitely could have been helped more. And then in that last drive, I do want to call out when Jake Haener came into the game from Fresno State, 3 for 4 with a touchdown pass. I mean, he looked pretty solid, and it's fair to say it was late in the game. Denver was playing a little more lax on defense than when they were against Rattler, but I think it'd be interesting to see if Jake Haener could get a start and see how that goes as well. So some decisions to be made for the Saints moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely, Tad. Definitely a lot of things that are very concerning here. Definitely a lot of things where you might be entering a rebuild here. You might be entering a tough time, but you just you got to take it one game at a time, and
Yeah.
And then next week they go on to play. I believe they go on to play at the Los Angeles Chargers. So that will be a tough game. I would just say going into that game, it is the NFL, and they have what it takes to win that football game, Tad. But until you get Derek Carr back, it's kind of like the same thing with Miami, with Tua being out. It's just until you get Derek Carr back, you're not that team.
Yeah, they need Carr back. They need their receivers back as well. So as soon as that could be
out, it's just tough.
Olave, Rashid Shaheed.
So, yeah. So there you have it. Broncos win 33-10. The Broncos next week, they go on to play. I believe they have a bye week.
Panthers. You got the Panthers tomorrow.
The Panthers, yeah. Yeah, and in week 8, yeah. So there you have it. This is the Gridiron Glory.
Thanks for watching.